the last thing, David, and I see so many great comments in the chat already. And if there's a question, hopefully we can answer it maybe at the end here. But the other thing I want to talk about, David, because I know, like you mentioned, one of the perks of this job is the ability to travel. And a lot of people fell in love with this career because it offered the ability to travel regularly, constantly. And I know traveling sometimes gets in the way of those habits, those routines that you've built into your life in order to stay healthy. I was hoping any advice you can give us, when you're traveling, any tips to stay healthy, because I know rest and nutrition do tend to become a bit harder when you're on the road.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Dan, I mean, going to Mexico 4 times, Jamaica 2, Dominican Republic, all my favorite destinations, by the way. I love it. It can take a toll on your body, right? First and foremost, you're out of your schedule. You're out of your environment that you've created, right? That you're comfortable with, and you're in a new environment. So let's start with the airport, right? So at every airport, you have a tendency to think you're going for a work trip, but your mind says you're on vacation. So start living, start hitting, maybe have a Bloody Mary or start eating, some bad food. You have to tell yourself, this is where your standards and your why come in. I keep going back to that, and I'm sorry that I'm sounding like a broken record, but when you create standards for your life, for your business, for your personal well-being, it's easy to say no to the things that don't serve that purpose for you. So I'm going to say, I'm going to have snacks ready. I'm going to have a bag full of healthy things that I'm going to bring on the plane with me, right? I'm going to drink plenty of water. I'm going to drink coffee, of course. I love coffee. But I'm going to make sure that I don't fall into the trap, right? Unless now I'm on vacation. That's a totally different thing. Then I'm enjoying life. I'm doing the things I'm going to do. That's an 80-20 rule I have. But it really starts at the airport, right? Most of the time, I know most of you that travel, you have that early morning flight at 6, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and you're at the airport at 5. You didn't get a lot of sleep, right? The night before, because you're up packing, you're up working late. So try to use that plane ride as an opportunity to kind of just get caught up in that sleep. Don't use it as a time to work, right? Try to rest so that when you land, you can be ready to go. Now, I know what happens when you land at an airport, right? Your transfer's there, you haven't eaten all morning long, you're tired, you're hungry, thirsty. You get to that resort, what happens is we end up hitting that buffet, right? We start eating immediately. And I tell this to even customers all the time. Pace, right? Don't start, doing shots or drinking wine right away. There's a time and place for that, but pace yourself. Get to that resort. If your room is ready, fantastic. You can get there. Maybe you can even take a nap, but drink water, hydrate, try to get some healthy food in you. If it's conference or fam trips that you're going, that the resort wants you to eat and enjoy everything that they have to offer. So you have to balance it. Okay. You really do. And again, saying no. I used to be horrible at doing that. I feel like I'm offending people. And now I do it all the time. And guess what? Nobody cares. The big thing about saying no is that it allows you to own that time. It allows you to own that experience. I'm still going to go to the conference. I'm still going to go to the nighttime activities. But guess what? I get to leave early. I don't need to stay till 1 o'clock in the morning anymore. Those days are over. So I'm sneaking out, maybe a back exit, and I'm like, "Good night, everyone." I'm going back to my room, sitting on the balcony, reading a book, relaxing, calling home, going to bed. So that's where the standards comes in. Say no, reinforce all of those things that you need to do that serves your purpose, whether it's at home or travel.
Okay. So sleep, managing stress, keeping your standards while traveling. I think those are, like you mentioned, practical tips that hopefully people can take away as we wrap up for today. Before we leave.